Hello, AJ76 Ian here, and this is round 9 of AOR F12017 Tier F8. It's the Austrian Grand Prix. We've qualified 7th on a 107.634 out of 13 drivers. We're going to go for a one-stop strategy, ultra softs to softs, although the system won't let me delete that last stint, but we'll ignore it. So here we are in a dangerous position right in the middle of the pack. 5 lights come on, let's get a better start than the last race. And they're off, and it's a reasonable start. Boniface gets a better start, but the cars aren't streaming past us like they were in the last race. Secca's up on our inside, which we're cautious of as we turn in, as Boniface dives down the inside of Zek, and they collide very slightly, but it's gained us 2 positions. So unlike in the last race, we've done a really good job to make up positions without really trying. You'll notice that a major change for us is we've changed teams from Force India, as I run very wide into turn 2 there, to Renault. The other Renault driver, FIFA Fans, the teammate of Zek, was no longer in the league, so we had an opportunity to request to move teams. It's nice to have a teammate, which I've not had for a while in the Force India, and to be honest, Renault was the team that I wanted to drive for. It was my first choice before the season started. Force India was my second choice, so it's nice to get in the yellow Renault. And we were very pleased with this position. We're in 5th place and solidly trying to keep the gap to Denzamo ahead. Another major change was we've changed our force feedback settings on our wheel, so the wheel feels heavier. We're getting the bumps through the steering wheel. We should in theory be able to catch spins a lot easier because we can feel it before it happens. So we'll see how we get on. So start of lap 3, we're still in 5th, the top 4 are moving away, but not too quickly, so we're quite comfortable. We get our line and our speed all wrong. We spin it in turn 1, and unfortunately we get a bit of a fratricidal tussle with our teammate there, Zeke, who hit us, so apologies. I believe he got damaged because our car didn't ghost enough, but the most frustrating incident so far in AOR for me this season. Terrible mistake, and we've moved from 5th down to 12th. On to lap 8, we are in 11th place at the moment, still struggling to get back, and we've done it again, almost identical. We catch it a little bit better, I think slightly lower speed, and we rejoin slightly quicker, but it was so frustrating because we were catching Guy Hoyts in the Mercedes and hoping to get back into the midfield battle. Lap 10, and this time we don't spin it in turn 1, but I'm showing you this because our confidence is gone. Even though Zeke is on the slightly harder super soft tyres, he's a quicker driver anyway, and because of our confidence lost, because of what we did to him in that lap 3 incident, we don't put up too much of a fight. I did try and get back in his slipstream here, but you see his rear wing opens, he's got DRS. On to lap 11, and again the same section of track, we see all the action. We've got Secca in the Haas coming up on our outside. We try and defend on the inside, but we're too cautious on the brakes. We need to start getting our elbows out because we're a bit of a soft touch in these wheel-to-wheel battles at the moment. Lap 13 now, the infamous turn 1, and Zek, our teammate, loses it exactly as we did in the first incident, and we very nearly lost it in sympathy as well. Moving forward to lap 14, and we're going to come into this very fast pit entry. We need to get down to under 50 miles an hour by this point coming up here. Not too bad, a little bit cautious as usual. So this was the lap we intended to stop on, and we're going to move from ultra softs to the Redmark super soft tyres, which in practice during the week was my favourite strategy. It's not marginal on tyre wear, but I need to be careful that I don't hammer these super softs too far, otherwise I could have problems towards the end of the race, but it should be comfortable to get to the end, and we're going to rejoin in 12th place with only Noodle Dougal behind us. So end of lap 24, and we are in 10th place, so we've got a point as it stands, but our confidence has really taken a hit from those spins, so we're not pushing very hard. We're quite cautious, we're not liking the feel of the car, and it's allowed Noodle Dougal, who's on the harder compound, the softs, to catch us and put us under pressure for that last points paying position. So on to lap 28, we're still in 10th place. Noodle Dougal was still in 11th, but he's dropped back a few seconds after making a mistake on a previous lap. As we come through the fast left right hand corners towards the end of the lap, there's some yellow flashing lights, so someone's had a crash, and it's James Boniface in the McLaren. We could have gone through him as he ghosted, but I wanted to drive round him. and we move on to lap 35, which is actually our last lap because McQuiz has lapped us. Little Dougal has closed up to us again, and we are very cautious here on the brakes, and this allows him to close up quite somewhat, and we're in a position where he's possibly going to get a run on us, but he's a little bit too far back, and our straight line speed is pretty good round here, so this was probably going to be his last genuine opportunity to overtake unless we made a mistake. So down to the last two corners, a fast 6th gear right-hander. Noodle Dougal was right there, so if we make a mistake at this last corner, he's going to be on us. But we don't. He makes a slight mistake, I believe, and we're going to cross the line in 9th. Well, pleased to get 2 points, but it could, with other problems that others had in the race, we could have potentially got a top 6 if we hadn't thrown it away with our mistakes. So another fine win for McQuiz, his second in as many races for Mercedes. His championship rival Washi, another solid podium in second, and his teammate Denzamo with yet another podium in third. So there are the final positions. All 12 drivers out of 13 finished the race. There are lap times which aren't very good because of our cautiousness after those spins. Championship situation where Washi's lead is now cut to 34 points. Denzamo still there in third behind McQuiz. In terms of our position, somehow we're still in 5th thanks to Boniface's unfortunate crash. Next time out we go to the British Grand Prix at Silverstone next Sunday, which I'm very much looking forward to. A tough circuit but an exciting one. And here are our finishing positions for the season: 646, 796, 979. See you next time.